What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Redcat Live. I don't even know what episode it is because last week I messed it all up. I'm just kidding. It's episode 131. Yes, I'm keeping tabs and I'm keeping track because it's kind of part of like the whole getting paid process. Just saying. Just kidding. Hey, guys, thank you guys so very much. As you guys can see, we got another smiley, happy face here at Redcat. And today's show is going to be lightly based on some of the stuff that is coming out here shortly, but it's a great time to bring in Jacob here and introduce him to the entire Redcat family and our viewers that might have questions pertaining to something that might or might not be coming in the near future. So I figured what a great time to just bring him in as we gear up and get ready for this program that we're going to be offering, hopefully within the next, 15 to 25 days if all goes as planned. So first and foremost, let's say what's up to a couple folks that are in the chat, and then I'll let my man over here talk for a change. But Seth Carranza, man, what's going on with you? Thank you so much for stopping on by. Roadside Our Seats, always good having you in the chat. SC17, yo, what up, man? DNA Records, 8390. He says, no sound. Let me see. Is everyone saying we got no sound? Double checking, guys. Let me know if for some reason I don't have sound. I just want to confirm. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you guys can hear me. Okay, good. Foreign Sean says he can hear us. Okay, cool. So yeah, guys. So some of the things that we're going to be talking about today a little bit more is going to be the introduction of Jacob here and what he has to bring to the table as far as the projects that he's working on, because some of the stuff that a lot of you guys have been patiently waiting for and asking about is something that he actually knows more about than pretty much anyone in the building at this time. And yes, that includes even me, because I've been caught leaking stuff and I'm not allowed to leak stuff anymore. So, I'm saying it's not my fault that my canteen of water had a hole in it. I'm saying I blame it on that. NetDog45, thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Roadsetter C says we sound good. All right, I love it, man. I love it. Jordan Anna, how are you, man? Thank you so much for stopping on by as well. Jeff Ramos, hermano, man, how are you, bro? I miss you so much, bro. Let's see. That was early. Mr. Danny RC Mike, what's good with you, man? How you doing, my brother? Hope you're doing well over there. I am. I'm doing great. I can't complain too much. I'm happy. I'm here with you guys. Studio's looking good. We got all this bright light. I should be wearing my sunglasses because it's like the sun's on in here. Yeah,
it's pretty bright.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights on in here at one time. That's what happens when you are darker complexion like this.
You got to have the light.
It's the challenge that may be, right? Jason Oatman, what's going on with you? Jordan Lagasty, I hope I said that right. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name. Foreign Sean's representing Drop Zone RC. What's good with you? Guys, I'm excited. I really am, because, as we teased some of you guys quite some time back, I want to say somewhere in the, was it late last year, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Right. We had leaked this right here. And this is a 3D printed model of a upcoming project that is quite some time away. How far away exactly? We're talking about probably end of the year, February. Yeah. And it's the Nissan hardbody B3100?
D21.
D2100 hardbody Nissan bed dancer. And for a lot of folks that were here on that episode, they went wild. They loved it. They thought it was a great thing. And as we explained to you guys, we're nowhere near being done with it, but we decided that it might be a good time to potentially start a program that we haven't seen anyone within the RC community do, which is create a program, a BTS, a behind the scenes program, where we would allow you, the end user, to put a deposit down on this said product. It'll be about a $200 deposit, which is refundable up to a certain date. And at that point, we will remove all access that you guys have within the group, the private group that will be created. What that means for the people that buy in is that means that you're allowed into a group where you're getting a lot of this guy's face a lot of information overload when it comes to the bed dancer. Its progression of where it started to where we're at today, as well as potentially have some kind of an influence on some form of special edition or special rendition of the first initial drop. Those people that buy in for that price point, once the program is up and running, will have the opportunity to purchase the vehicle first before anyone else. So it's kind of a cool program. We're a little nervous about it because we've never done anything like it, and it's taking a lot more work on the back end on how to A, collect money, B, allocate. Now, know that the $200 that you guys put down to get into this program does go towards the product that we're going to be selling, the actual vehicle itself. Up to a certain point in time and day, you can get refunded if you don't want in, and that's totally fine. But after a certain day, everyone is locked in, but we will be letting everyone know. This program that we're piloting and working on right now is approximately, I want to say, about 75% done, and we are hopefully about 15 to 20 days away before we actually launch it. We're hoping to launch this program late February, early March, and you guys at that point will be involved in everything bed dancer related in a private group, where we'll have our own private live shows where you guys can ask questions to Jacob and some of the other engineers that are working on it. But before we kind of even get even further into that, know that we're still working on it and more information is going to come. And if you want more information, and if this is something that really interests you, please stay tuned and watch some of the future episodes, because we're going to be giving you this information raw and live here on the show as to how and where to be able to sign up. If this is not for you, I apologize. No mean to shove this down your throat. It's not for everyone, but it is something that we're excited about. And likewise, we want to be able to share it with the world and bring it to fruition. So, with that said, let's take the bed dancer off the screen. And all, right? And let's answer some of these quick questions really quick. Make sure I'm not missing anyone or making anyone feel left out. JR says, I feel like I'm watching a wrestling show. You're not wrong, bro. In a little bit, he's going to get up top there, man. We're going to fight for the belt, you know? Bow, you know what I'm saying? Frederick Barlow says, what's up from the UK? Man, you got people from the UK in here,
I know,
bro.
right?
Let's see here. John Fullwider says, what's up? When are we getting a drag car? I mean, not anytime soon that I'm aware of. But thank you for the question. Fish and Bill, thank you so much, man. Thank you for stopping by. Always good having you here as well. Scott Arthurman says, hello from the Winnebago guy. What's going on, Winnebago guy? He actually has, I believe, a Gen 7 underneath the Winnebago.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool. Let's see. Will this program be made available to other future releases? It really depends. And that was a question from Papa Shorty's RC. It really depends, honestly, on how this goes, right? We haven't seen any manufacturer perform what we're going to be performing on multitude of levels, right? Being able to give everyone a pre-buy-in into a product is one thing, but doing it in a purpose so that we can take you and bring you into a private group where you can get all the ins and outs on this product, and allowing you to be, in a way, a voice for this product's launch is its own thing, right? And
there's a lot of development that went into this, so there's a lot of content that we can go through the nitty gritty of how we evolved from the first stage of the prototype to what we have now in development today.
Absolutely. Hands down, probably at the end of the day, this is going to be one of the most highly detailed scale products that we have ever released to date.
One of the most detailed and one of the hardest that we've done at Redcat, for sure.
Heck yeah. JR 200, yes. 200 would be your buy-in, and that goes towards the product when it's finally done and available. Now, let's say that the cutoff date is, I'm going to give an example. Let's say that this product is going to be available, December, okay? And the cutoff date will be, let's say, maybe September, you can get your money refunded up till September. After September, you're kind of locked in to utilize that money towards that product. And there's still some things that we're still ironing out, whether if you choose to not want it, maybe you can use that $200 on store credit within the store. We're working on all these details. There's a lot of moving parts, and there's actually a pretty big panel of people that are working to make sure that this works as smoothly as possible. But the takeaway is to get into the bed dancer information. Once the program is launched, is you will be putting a $200 deposit down. We will be giving you an invite to a private group where you will have access to the engineers answering questions. Live Q&As are going to be done in there in the same room that you see here, as well as a lot of content that we've been building up for the last couple years on the product itself, right? And we'll get into those details here in a little bit as we get into a little bit more of Jacob's story and why he's sitting here next to us making me look not as good as I usually do. Eric Estep, man, what's going on with you, man? Thank you so much. Let's see. Mike Ralph, man, what's going on, Mike? How you doing, brother? Joshua Hoare says, hello from Washington State. I love it, man. I love it. I need a disco ball. Do I need DJ lights in here, bro? Like
the black light, like the strobe light going off.
You know what I'm saying? We need to get down with it. Let's see. Freedom Martinez wants to know, is there a G-body in the future? Colors to be exact. No. Not at this time, but hopefully soon. You never know what the future might hold. Dallas wants to know, when is the Kaiju EXT going to be restocked? I hope soon. I'll try to get some actual information. I did see that question populate on a previous show, and I do apologize. It's one of the questions that I need to get an answers for future shows. If Redcat is in the comments and has that answer, hopefully they'll be able to answer that for us as well. Ricky Weeble, man. What's up, papi? How you doing, chulo? Corey Hayes, taco drift car. I love it, man. It's got to have a taco holder on top. You know what I'm saying? Shane might not like that.
Yeah.
He might get upset if we get taco grease all over the track. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. So, yes, there's the final answer. The Kaiju EXT is due to be back in stock around mid-March. So hopefully that question was answered for you. Awesome. All right. So, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, good sir? Thank you so much for joining in on the live. I don't know. Have we had you on here before?
No, this is the first time, and it's very awkward being on the other side of this. So,
so previously you were like, man, Oscar, he just makes it look easy, doesn't he?
Yeah. You know, you
heard that, right? I make
really
it look
smooth.
Easy. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't, guys. There's a lot of times where I fumble, and honestly, for those of you that don't know, I suffer from really severe social anxiety. So there's a lot of times that before I go live, I'm over here like huffing and puffing, like. We got this. I got this.
Okay,
go. Yeah. I get nervous as can be, and I try to just kind of jump into it and try to just give you guys the best of myself. So, but that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about you. Jacob, man, thank you so much for joining on. You're one of our newest engineers within the team.
Yep.
You joined the team roughly about 2.5 years ago?
2 years, close to 2 years. It'll be 2 years in March.
Awesome. What is some of your background when it comes to engineering and what is it that you primarily do for us?
Yeah, so I'm in the product development, working on cars that hopefully you guys will see later on in the year. The main reason why I got into engineering was, through car relations. I've always been a big fan of automotive. Growing up as a kid, I thought that my grandfather had a 32 Ford. I mean, he did all the body work himself, completely original, engine completely ran. But, he was old school,
Yeah.
He did the body work with lead.
Dwelling points type of man that could do it by ear.
Yep, he had the ball hammer.
Yep. Melting lead the old school way,
Yep.
and then with the paddle and scraping it off.
And then the way he painted, he would go and take the hose and wet the floor so that the dust doesn't come up.
Yeah.
And then also my dad, is he taught me a lot in terms of restoring a truck. So that's also another thing.
Right. So, and you actually aren't just an engineer here for us, but you're a true automotive enthusiast, right?
Oh yeah.
You have your own projects at home. Tell us a little bit about your project that is your pride and joy.
Yeah, my 75 C10. I completely went frame of restoration on that. it was kind of like, oh, I'm going to do some stuff here and there, and then we all know what's going to happen. You guys start digging and digging and digging, and pretty much it was frame off. And
That's usually how it goes, huh? Like you always want to start it at some point, and then it's like a can of worms, and you're like, I'm in here, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome, man. So I love that you come from an automotive background. It's a passion within your family, and it's your rite of passage, right? What led you to go into engineering school?
Yeah. So again, automotive was pretty much my main driver for coming into engineering, and going and doing stuff around the house, like with my dad. My dad's always oh, we're gonna go and remodel the kitchen today. I'm like, all right, let's go and do it. And then also in high school, my professor, he was my teacher in high school, and then my professor in college. He worked on the 2005 Ford Mustang.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
he's the reason why the Mustangs chase crowds? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and I took an engineering class there. I'm like, this is really interesting. I want to go and learn more about this. So that's also one of the main things that got me into saying like I can do engineering.
Nice. So you, I'm assuming, saw a job application or of some kind, and this RC company from Phoenix is looking for more talent to come in, and you come in with your experience, and what unfolded?
Yeah, it was really funny. Actually, I was at SEMA the year before I was hired, and I saw the 64 hobby. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. And then lo and behold, later on, I see the job application. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I love cars. And, it was a good fit.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's awesome. So you join in, and you realize once you got here just how broken the majority of us are, right? I mean, we crack jokes here, but we have a good time with it, and it really is a really tight-knit group. At the end of the day, we support each other, and we know a lot about what's going on with each other's families, and we try to always be supportive to one another and uplifting when needed. And trust me, coming from someone that has been here for 3 years as of a few weeks ago, and suffering, family loss and getting in a really bad accident that had me laid out, Redcat was really amazing in supporting me while I was out and about, and including even my life change with the weight loss surgery as well, right? And you came into the family, so to speak, in that sense. I mean, what was your first take once you arrived here and took a look around?
It's my first engineering job, and coming in, I'm very meticulous and straight to the point type of demeanor, right? So when I came here, like the first week, I'm like, oh, okay, I can relax a little bit,
right. So like maybe 50 pounds ago I couldn't do this, but like now I can. Jacob's going to add a little bit of white to his beard, but we're kind of like twins, like.
If only I wore my hat, be perfect.
Right. Dude, awesome, bro. So you then start off here, and what are some of the projects that got tossed in? I mean, did you get tossed into the project we're going to talk about only, or did you get tossed into a plethora of projects?
I did like a little projects here and there, doing like the aluminum stands, but pretty much my main project has been this bed dancer, and the reason for that is that this project was started before I even came here, so it's been about 4 years in the making.
Yeah, a little bit over 3.5 years in the making, and you come into it at 1.5 years in. Yep. And the last 2 years you've been doing nothing but working on this bed dancer.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to this, especially making it manufacturable for the actual factory.
Right. I mean, listen, there's a lot of great guys out there in the group that are doing amazing work. I mean, Jerry's to be, the goat of it, to be, to Fair. And there's a lot of other guys that are also doing some cool stuff with products as well. But, like we mentioned with the 64 primary video, it was amazing to work with Jeffries on any level, because the man is just a genius in his own right. And he has such an amazing vision and passion for the scene as a whole, right? But we have to create something that can work over and over and over again, that can be made into a production vehicle, and not just a one or two off type of a product. So that I'm assuming
Yeah.
gave you more challenges that
Yeah.
than you were ready to get
Yeah,
into.
and then also with the price point, we could go and do, something crazy, but the affordability is, also something that we have to go and look at. Like, you guys probably don't want to go and spend like $2,000 on a truck, right?
I might do it. I'm
You
just
might do
saying,
it.
I might do it. You know what I'm saying? So the last couple of years, you've been working on the bed dancer. The ins and outs. What were you given when you started? Like, what was where were we at when you started this program?
So there was a prototype that was made by Matt.
Which you can grab that
Yeah.
prototype now and we can show
Go
them.
and show.
So, the very first rendition, and this is not what the vehicle looks like now. The first video that I shared with you guys, this is what it actually looks like right now at this point. This is a more true to scale version of what we ultimately want to see at the end of the day, right? But before we can get there, the concept had to begin. And the concept, of course, was what you guys see here. And explain to us what actually is here.
Yeah. So this is a modification of the Monty body, or Monty chassis.
The
And-
LR260.
Yeah. And the main premise of this vehicle or this prototype was to go and test for viability of being done.
Right.
And there's a lot of crazy things that's going on right here. Like there's torque tubes in here that allows you to go and lift up and down.
Sure.
And then altogether there's 3 stages in here. But at the end of the day, we wanted to go towards more scale performance and really go in depth with the detail. And that pretty much are the main drivers of what we went and switched to what we have today.
Right. Guys, the chassis, obviously, the LR260 already existed at this point. But we're talking a year, 2 years ago, this is where we had stopped, and Jacob had joined the team. And this is what Matt Jackson, who you guys have met previously on the show many times, who was a big reason of why the 64 and Monty came to be, had got us to this point of a product. And we actually, at this point, put it back on the shelf because we just didn't think that it really was worth spending more time on. And one of the first things that Jacob got was like, Jacob, this is where we got. We don't like it. Start over again. What can you bring us? So, obviously from you can tell, we started working on this, and this was, a year and a half, 2 years ago
Yeah.
of progression, or where this was at 2 years ago or so. So let's take this bad boy back off the table. I don't want to confuse it because this is just a test model that we had created, which then led again to the bed dancer that you guys see in the little screen above me here. And as Jacob mentioned, one of the biggest things that had to change was the fact that when we looked at that, the way it looked, the shape of it and everything, it didn't fit the
Quite look
scale
right, yeah.
look that we wanted, right? And what was the thought behind at that point to move forward with something different?
So we wanted to incorporate what we learned off of this prototype and add it on to what we have on today. We decided to go from a 3-stage to a 4-stage configuration, making it so that you have more articulation in terms of what you can go and do. And then the details on this thing. Once you guys see this, you're going to understand why it took so long to go and do.
Absolutely. And we mentioned it before, but again, this is really going to be it is going to be the highest detailed product that we've done to date, from the body itself to just the way we did things. And we got to work with a lot of great folks to be able to make this happen, to get the influence. Tell us a little bit about the backstory of who we're working with to try and get the authenticity of this product as close as possible to what a mini truck should look like.
Yeah, so we reached out to Hoppos, and Hoppos has been a big help with, the development of this, going back and forth, saying, oh, does this seem right, or is this, what you would go and see on an actual bed dancer? And also, we have the Optima batteries. That's good. That's going to be licensed on here
right
as well.
The end of the day, working with Hoppos is a great relationship. I mean, the entire Hoppos crew, from Pops to Son and the whole family involved, and even their entire staff, bar none, some of the most awesome folks that I've ever met in the industry ever. As humble as can be, and they truly care about what they do. And I love seeing what they have to offer and being able to have them come here and allowing us to pick their brain. I mean, they're at our beck and call to be able to go, hey, check it out, blah, 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 boom, 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 you know, and they'll share pictures with us of their previous builds, you know, to try and make that happen. So a licensed Hoppos, you know, branding on this vehicle with some things that if you want more information on will be available in said private group that we will share with you guys at a later time. Licensing with Optima batteries, which was another great caveat as well. And then another licensure that we have not worked with in the past, Nissan.
Yep.
Right? We're finally getting a licensure for Nissan, and so it is going to be a licensed body at the end of the day, and a hard body at that. So, you know, there's a lot of work, a lot of passion and culture that we want to make sure we get right with it at the end of the day. And you know, having like-minded people like Jacob that can bring that vision into reality, and having the support of, you know, passionate people like Hoppos, Optima batteries, Nissan directly, and of course the GOAT that, you know, even made this even a possible thought in the brain, that planted a seed many, many years ago, Jeffries, right? You know, all of these cultivations of amazing people are what really allow us to be here today talking about a product that, you know, we're passionately and working with and meticulously working with on the details, you know. So can you tell me, is this thing going to come with like a 6S? Is it going to have a, you know, I'm saying a disco ball inside? I mean, what are the cool stuff that's going to come with? I know you can leak everything out. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission.
Yeah,
just
you
let
get
it
in
go,
trouble,
Jacob.
man. You guys got to just wait and see, or, you know, you guys got to join the the affiliate program to go see more.
Right. So as we mentioned before, guys, you know, we've been working behind the scenes, collecting information and collecting content because we didn't know what we wanted to do. We similarly were collecting content because we were going to do a video like we did for the 64 when it finally dropped, right? The history of the 64. But then we started thinking like, crap, you know, would it be kind of cool to give everyone that option that if they put a $200 deposit down towards it, that wanted in, to get all the behind the scenes information that we can share with them, allow you that communication with the engineers directly in that group, and potentially, you know, have your own pre-launch of this product before the rest of the masses get theirs. You know, kind of made us think that maybe we're onto something that no one else has done before. As mentioned before, you know, that $200 up into a certain point can be refunded if you choose to say, you know what, I'm not feeling it, I don't want into it. No big deal. No hard feelings. We'll let you guys out up to a certain date, of course. After that, then yeah, you're kind of locked into to purchase one. And what this is going to do, it's going to give us a couple of varieties of information. One, it'll allow us to see, engage, you know, how many units we should be looking to order to suffice everyone. A lot of folks like myself were brokenhearted when the 64 dropped and they sold out within, you know, 3 days of the launch. We don't want that to happen. We want people to have their opportunity to have them and you know, and enjoy them, right?
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of work that Jacob's done to be able to bring us to this point. And he's going to take us to the finish line. I have no doubt about it. Having great-minded folks that can bring such, you know, passion into the what they do is huge. So, you know, we love it. We are appreciative of all of you that want to participate in this and completely understand those that don't. No hard feelings. There's no need to talk bad as to why we're doing it or how we're doing it. It's just us trying to be transparent with you guys and allow you guys into what we're doing. Now, where are we at right now with the product? Tooling?
So we're in tooling right now. You know,
What is tooling?
You know, pretty much going over the molds and seeing what needs to be going and changing in terms of manufacturability, because even though you design something, right, doesn't mean that it's necessarily manufacturable to a certain degree. There might be challenges in terms of the way the mold is engaging, and there's some limitations to it, and you know, that's where we're at right now. And It's going well. I know you guys are saying like, where is it? Where is it? And trust me, I'm on the other side looking at it like, oh man, I gotta.
He's got a timeline too.
I got a
you know?
timeline. Yep.
But at the end of the day, for us to spend a year and a half before Jacob shows up, and then another 2 years since he's been here, so we're into it for 3.5 years of work and progression on this one product, shows the amount of work and dedication that we had to put into it to get us to this point. And of course, in a perfect world, we would have already had it available for everyone, but that's not the case, right? There's things that happen, and when you're in tooling and molds are being created, a sample can be created for us to look at, and we might find flaws in the way the plastic was molded. We might find tolerance clearance issues.
There might be shrink or more shrink that's happening with inside the mold that we anticipated. There can be sink marks that are happening that you see on the surface. There's a lot of it that we have to go through each and every part to be ensured that what you guys get at the end of the day is up to our standards here at Redcat.
Absolutely, and that's the biggest thing is, just like the 63, which we touched base on last week and shared with you guys some information that it's coming because a boss leaked it out. You know what I'm saying? And listen, like, he loves leaking stuff because he's excited. He gets really excited about the projects that we do, and a lot of folks were asking, is it going to be a multi-piece body? Is it going to be a convertible? All I can share with you guys on the 63 is that it is going to be a multi-body, like the 64 was. If is it going to be the exact amount of parts as a 64, only time will tell. We're still early on. The samples we got, there's a lot of things that we still need to work on, and we're nowhere near on that. But everything that we've been working on that we're teasing you guys with now are things that we've already been working on for some time now, right? We've shared with you guys numerous times that a body can take anywhere from 1.5 to 2 years to create from beginning to end. And we hear that a lot of you guys, we heard you on the one-piece bodies, they didn't work out for a lot of you guys. You guys wanted more from us.
More detail.
And at the beginning, we were like, we're just going to crank bodies out, even if they're one-piece, because people were tired of seeing just a 64 at the time. And unfortunately, that took us away from the end game, which is full scale and more detail to be given to you guys, which is what ultimately I think 90% of everyone wants from us and the community. So this is no different, right? So we hope that some of this information has been fruitful for you guys and has brought you guys a lot of insight. And hopefully, if you guys have really heavy questions when it comes to the actual bed dancer, make sure you guys drop them, because those are going to be questions that we're going to try and answer when we do develop this private group to those folks that want to put a deposit down on the product.
We'll go into the details. If you like the engineering talk, going through the analyses and
these guys are going to get into files. They're going to show you what CAD files look like. We're going to show you guys
the fun stuff.
We're going to show you guys is it using actuated rods? Is it using push and pull cables? Is it using linear actuators? We're going to get into all those details in that private group. So
you guys are going to be shocked on how much stuff is in here, wall to wall, filled. So you guys just got to stay tuned for that one.
It's going to be a good time, man. So if you guys want more information on this program that we're going to be rolling out, again, as I mentioned, we are still about 2 to 3 weeks away from launching the program. Make sure that you guys are tuning into the show, because we're going to be launching it live here for everyone to know. Will it be in a week or two? You never know. It might be 3, might even be 4 weeks from now, but we're very close. We're about 75% done with the actual program as a whole. And we hope that it brings the excitement, and we hope to see you guys part of that founders group. I don't know what we're going to call it. It might be
the chosen few.
The chosen. No, that's a motorcycle club out of Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I got a couple buddies that are in it. And I think they're actually in a couple spots as well. But there's going to be some kind of name that we're going to name it, and you guys are going to be able to be heard and be able to see full in-depth detail on this product when you're a part of that community. So guys, make sure you guys stick around. Make sure you guys are checking in. We'll make sure we blast all of this information everywhere. If you're part of the Lowrider scene, I just dropped a banner photo contest. Make sure you guys head on over there and make sure you share your favorite picture of your Lowrider. Redcat related RC lowrider. So none of the custom lowriders, I mean, it can have a custom body. That's okay, just as long as it's like the SEMA build off. As long as the chassis started as a lowrider or Redcat lowrider product, you're good. Most likes will win the banner contest, and who knows, might even throw something a little bit extra your way. It just depends. So make sure you guys are doing that. Most likes by Monday will win the banner contest, and we'll make sure that you guys' picture gets put on the throne. Let's double check some of these questions really quick. Make sure we're not missing anyone. And while I do that, Jay was going to sing for us some of his favorite tunes that are not copywritten.
You start singing elevator music.
Yes. Yeah. Go for it. Elevator music. Go
Oh, no, I'm good.
Let's see. Let's see. Oscar, can you... Darren Stanford says, Oscar, can I give you 100 tacos for a deposit? Dude, that I might take you up on that. I don't know if I can eat that much anymore, though. I'll be honest with you.
They better be good too.
Yeah, I mean, right? They got to be really good. I'm just saying.
I mean, Oscar has a standard for tacos.
I do.
You guys don't understand.
Listen, I've traveled the world. I've been cultured. I've had Wagyu steak tacos.
Oh snap!
I've had just carne asada al pastor. I mean, you can't go wrong with those. You know what I'm saying? Jose Gonzalez, when do I sign up for the $200? More information on that program is going to be launching here in a couple weeks. So just make sure you guys are checking in with us. We'll make sure we launch it here live on the show when we're ready to do so. Chubbs says, how do I join? Again, the program, once we launch it on our website, will be made available. We'll make sure we post about it everywhere on all social media platforms, as well as here on the show. We'll show you how to sign up and how to do that. And as I mentioned, that deposit's going to go towards purchasing of the very first rollout of the bed dancer itself. And up to a certain date, you'll be able to back out if you say, you know what, this is not for me, I want out. After that date, though, you are locked in. We're still working on some details. Not sure if we're going to be able to, let's say if it's after the fact and you go, I still don't want it, maybe we can put that towards store credit. We're still working on those details. Don't quote me on that yet, but we are working on a lot of those little things to make sure that we give everyone the most that we can for their buck. $200 isn't to buy the behind the scenes, it's to put your deposit down on the product. All the other things are just the icing on the cake, so to speak. William Bertho, yes, the price point for the bed dancer, we shouldn't be no more than $700 for the product at the end of the day. We say that, and we still feel that that's probably going to be a high estimate for us because there's still a lot of things that are still in the works. Since we're still working with tooling, we don't know what the final cost on the molds for this product are going to be. I mean, it could be 100 to 200 less, and it can be no more than 700. It just depends on how all those puzzle pieces are going to fall and lay. But once we have more information, we will let everyone know. We should know, hopefully, before the cutoff date of the letting everyone out that wants out. We should know what the final price point should be around that time to share with you guys, to give you guys that opportunity to say, hey, you know what, it's not for me. And again, guys, as I mentioned, this is something that we're piloting. It's brand new. We have not seen any manufacturer do anything like this, and this is in no way to do anything better than anyone. It's just to try something new, and this could be something that we might push into for future products if you guys wanted to do so.
And it's also fun for us because we can go and talk about like the process of how we went and designed this and the troubles and the ups and downs of the creation of this thing.
Absolutely. Stephen Hunt says, what's up with the Kaiju EXT? As I mentioned earlier in the show, in case you missed it, we should be having those back in stock around mid-March. So hopefully just a little bit over a month away, they should be back in stock. Let's see. Papa Shorties RC says, then there's product packaging that needs to be designed, proofs, and forth. It takes time. Yes, absolutely. I mean, and there's multitude of levels of employees that we have here that are working on all of those things simultaneously. Myself, one of my primary jobs is to try to navigate and keep social media as amicable as possible, making sure that I'm sharing posts, resharing posts, creating content for you guys, doing videography and cinematography for the products that you guys see, as well as the photos that you guys see of all the new products. That's where I stand. Jacob works in the engineering department with the engineering team, where they're obviously developing, honing, and fine-tuning a lot of the things that they're working on for future products and current products as well. We have a marketing team that is working on creating marketing assets, working on the ad spans, and we have a whole nother creative team that works on box design, renditions, and so on. So
a lot of moving parts.
It is. At the end of the day, and everything has to work. We all have to communicate with each other as to where we're at on all these projects to make sure that we release something in a timely manner. So if there are any other last questions that you guys have for Jacob, please let me know and drop them in the comments. We want to make sure that we get all that information out to you guys as much as possible. JR says, will they be numbered? At this time, we don't know. Could be a possibility for that first run. Could be a possibility, no. It just depends. If you want NJR, that might be something that we might make a poll for within that private group and see where it lands. But thank you, great question. Let's see. Taco King, I love it, man. I love my tacos. Taco Bell in every state. Oh, geez. James, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. Miss you, bro. Calamity King, what's going on with you? Dean Elias, hey, Oscar, Brendan Lincoln is not right in the head anymore since he did the Satisfied Jerky Challenge. Oh, man. Dean Elias says, Brendan Lincoln is not right in the head anymore since he did the Satisfied Jerky Challenge at Bear River Lake Resort. So a little backstory on that. We had someone that we have a video of it on my phone where we filmed them eating Satisfied Jerky's Chernobyl jerky. Or it was something weird.
Like something like really spicy.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was Armageddon, I think it was what it was called. Ooh. And poor guy, dude, he went out like a champ. We ended up giving him a really big prize. Yeah, dude. Oh, man, my thoughts are with them, man. James Jackson says, Lincoln gang. He wants to see a Lincoln come into the mix. Let's see. Jared says, I think I'm the only Minnesota guy that has a Lowrider RC. I hope not. But, Jared, if you are, man, you wear that crown. You wear it proud, brother. Let's see. Or the pre-order group can be the Taco Cat group. It's the same forward and back and forward. I get that. Jacob Thompson, we're looking no more than a $700 vehicle on that vehicle. Let's see. Christopher J. Mann says, I'm not getting out. I'm in. You already know. Dude, we might have to have like I don't know. I need to have like a Rolls Royce edition for Christopher, man. That man deserves more Rolls Royce love, man. The dude's a beast, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Chris. Jacob Thompson, as mentioned a little bit earlier in the show, if you missed it, we talked a little bit about the 63, but the 63 is still some ways out, anywhere from about 6 to 8 months away. We received a sample last week, which we shared with you guys after the owner of the company leaked a picture of it. It is going to be a multi-piece body. It is being worked on. There's some things that we did not like on the sample that we're having fine-tuned, so it's just taking a little bit longer than we want. But at the end of the day, it should be worth the wait. 6 to 8 months is where we're guesstimating the time frame at this time. Let's see. David Smith, can we see the prototype in action? So the prototype, the first one that we were showing you guys, that one's already been decommissioned. But I'll show you the one that we have that we were sharing with you guys. And I'll blow this up for you guys to see. This is what we shared with you guys late last year, if I'm not mistaken, which is the 3D printed prototype version of it and what we've been doing with it. So again, we're trying to aim for a lot more scale avenue when it comes to it, and trying to make sure that we do it justice, again, with the help of Hoppo's Optima battery, and of course being a licensed body through Nissan as well. Let's see. Art Hopper says, or the Redcat group. I mean, yeah, could be that too.
Then just go and make like a poll of like pick
Right,
which name.
what the name should be for it, you know. Steve got to see Las Vegas checking in, man. Hey, you guys are getting rained on, man. You guys had a crazy week out there, man. But I know the Niners and the Chiefs are out there. I get it. If you're a Niners fan, if you're a Chiefs fan, good for you. But I'm still a Raiders fan no matter what. And they're going to be playing in my stadium, so welcome to my home. Just, well, I mean, Oakland, but, you know, whatever. But, yeah, it's going to be a great week, man. You guys stay safe. You guys getting a lot of rain out there. Red Wolf RC says, any thoughts on a 1939 Lowrider? You know, we have a lot of list of wants, from bombs to, you know, more modern cars. Yep. It's just, again, as mentioned,
we got a lot of stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that we're already working on that you should see some stuff happening.
Yeah, I kind of have to bite my lip right now, you know, not to leak anything out.
Right. James Bean, yes, Nissan hardbody is definitely where we want to land with this version. Jared says that he's a Vikings fan. Raider Nation, Raiders. Hey, you know what, guys? All you guys, if you guys watching the show and you guys going to watch Super Bowl, drop it. I want to know what your team is and where you're at of. So just drop your team really quick. Make sure you flood the comments with whoever your team is. If your team is in the Super Bowl, good for you. If it's not, let's make sure we're giving them some love. All right, Jacob, man, I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I look forward to a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. If you want to hear more from Jacob, unfortunately, the only way you're going to be able to see his face and get more information is going to be through the avenue of this private group that we're going to be piloting and launching for the bed dancer. So more information to come in the next couple weeks. Make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to go too far. We got a lot of great stuff still coming. And as promised, we still promise that we're going to have a couple more launches of vehicles still within the first quarter. And last I checked, we still got about a month and a half left before the first quarter is officially over. So don't go too far. Now I'm going to change it up and let's talk about events. So give me my mic, get out of here. You're done.
All right.
Awesome.
See you guys.
Thank you very much, Jacob, man. Make sure you guys give Jacob some thumbs up or something. Let him know where you're at. Chubb says, any color choices yet on the trucks? No, not yet. And that could be something that might be available as far as that private group. Maybe we can have you guys share some information on potential wants. You never know. So a lot of things are still in the works. Colors have not been chosen. We're still in the super early stages of getting the body done right first. So we've got a 49ers out of San Jose, California, which always trips me out. Because listen, I'm from the Bay. And when I see 49ers, I think of San Francisco. And the fact they play in San Jose is just a whole big mess. But much love. I'm not trying to be shady because the Bay's in the Super Bowl, so, you know, yay. Lions, Michigan here. Jared says, sorry, born and raised a Vikings fan. Let me see. Chargers. He's like, kick him out real quick. Yeah, get out of here, man. The Browns. Chargers all day. The Seahawks. All right. Perfect. All right, guys. So you guys can bring some in. Let's talk about a little bit about events. We were talking about a few of these last week. There's some events coming up here pretty soon that we want to make sure everyone is getting. Oh, Raiders till I die. Paul Adams says, man, I'm with you, man. The Raiders tattoo stays planted, bro. Ain't no taking it back, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it, Don Galindo. We're going to get into that here in a few seconds, so thank you for that. All right, guys, so first and foremost, let's talk about one of the first shows that's on my list, and that's going to be the Lowrider Competition RC show. This bad boy is going to happen February, actually, that's the one that just happened. My apologies, guys. For some reason, I thought it was this coming week. My fault. I'm going to try to see if I can find some content on this one so we can hopefully highlight it on next week's episode. The next show that's going to be happening is going to be the Arizona Lowrider Super Show. This bad boy is going to happen Saturday, February 17th, which should be in about 2 weeks from now. It's going to be held at Phoenix Convention Center. If you want tickets to this event, the link is in the description of this video. Big shout out to Frank Gonzalez for helping set up the lowrider street scene, the boulevard scene that's going to be in effect. So if you want to have more information on this event, make sure that you hit him up on Facebook and or make sure you release or buying tickets. More information should be shared for everyone to have. The show is going to be housed at the Phoenix Convention Center, which is a great location in comparison to the Scottsdale Westworld where it's usually at. I'm excited for it, and with Frank Gonzalez piloting the Boulevard scene, it's going to be a fun time. So make sure you guys come out. Let's show up and show out. It should be an amazing time for everyone that wants to be involved. With that said, as I mentioned, here are some of the categories that Frank Gonzalez is putting on for such event. Registration for the RC entries will be held the day of the show at the actual RC Boulevard. So make sure you guys are showing up with your rides to enter them in. There's going to be a 64 Impala, 59 Impala, 79 Monte Carlo, and other body and junior classes available to have. You're going to be having a first, second, and third place awards awarded to those specific, categories. A specialty award will be given out for best of show, best paint, and best interior. RC hydraulic competition, so I'm assuming this is going to be a hop off. We're going to have stock hop, stock dance, custom hop, and custom dance categories as well. If you just want to show up with your car and cruise the boulevard, it's free to cruise the boulevard. Bring your RC Lowrider and your dioramas and join the fun. RC hydraulic comp entry is $20. RC car show entry will be $10 separately. So thank you. Big shout out to Frank for hosting this sector of the show. It should be a good time. I can't wait to show up and get some content for you guys. Up next, right after that, we're going to be gearing up for the Long Beach Lowrider Super Show, which should be held at the Long Beach Convention Center. This event will happen Saturday, March 9th, 2024. Again, if you want tickets to this event, they will be available and are available by clicking the link in the description of this video. I do know, or it sounds like there's going to be another street scene laid out for this event as well. So it should be another good and exciting time. I'll try and get a little bit more information on who's hosting it exactly, and maybe some ideas on pricing if there are any, so that you guys can show up prepared as always as well. If you're watching and you are part of that scene, make sure you share with me some details so that I can share with the community as well. Sometimes if I can't do a quick search on Facebook and find it, it helps me just so we can make sure that the masses know all about it. All right. All right, and now one of the next shows happening after that will be Sunday, April 7th, and that's going to be the Best of Show Magazine Redcat Lowrider Invite. This event's going to happen on Sunday, April 7th at the Merced County Fairgrounds, and this event is sub-event's being hosted by Chip Dog RC on Instagram. If you want any information or have any questions, make sure that you reach out to him. Some of the information that he wanted me to share that is fresh from last week is prizes. There's some update on prizes that are going to be given from Custom RC Lowriders. General admission prize to be announced still includes, still included. Chip Dog RC Valley Cruise is going to be the folks that are hosting this event. So if you want more information, Chip Dog RC. Chip Dog is ChipDogg RC on Instagram if you have more questions pertaining to this event. Again, someone from back home putting on an event, make sure that we support each other, whether you're part of Black Boys, whether you're part of delegations, whether you're part of Valley Lowrider, no matter what crew you're from, Team Yonkes, make sure that you guys are supporting each other to the best of your ability in all of their events, right? It takes a community to make sure the community is staying strong and positive at the end of the day. So, guys, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so very much for being a part of today's show. Hopefully I was able to answer a lot of your questions, and there's a lot of questions still left to answer, I am sure, which we're going to be getting into when it comes to the actual bed dancer. More information on the piloted program that we're going to be launching for the bed dancer should be available hopefully in the coming weeks. Again, if you want that information, it's going to be available fresh here live on Redcat Live in a future episode. So make sure you guys are tuning in week after week. Make sure you guys are clicking that like button for me. It helps your boy out immensely. And make sure that you are subscribed and hit the notification bell to make sure that you guys don't miss any future episodes. From all of us here at Redcat, I hope you guys have a blessed and amazing rest of your week. We'll see you guys here very shortly. I'm going to be gearing up for the Phoenix Lowrider Super Show in just 2 weeks. Let's get it. Let's show up. Let's show out. You guys stay blessed. I'm out of here. I'm going to go get some tacos because you know what? Tacos are good every day. Peace.